The following videos contains Lily Gets Grounded videos. Well, the reason why I'm bring back Lily Gets Grounded videos is because Kenny Animate made a good point about a new bandwagon enlarging. Plus, for Lily fanboys and fangirls, if you don't like Lily Gets Grounded series, then click it off. But don't lose your respect on me just because I'm bringing back Lily Gets Grounded again after I saw Kenny Animate's community post about a new bandwagon enlarging. Anyways, sit back, relax and enjoy the videos, folks.
Man, I cannot believe that Icon the Gamehouse PC Boy 2000 are inviting Rodney Roy Chaudhary, aka the spoiled Indian girl, to the Lunar New Year parade instead of me. He should know that I am deserved to be on Lunar New Year parade and not that spoiled Indian girl. Well, I have no choice, but I had to arguing with Rodney Roy Chaudhary on Lunar New Year parade and force Icon to replace that spoiled Indian girl with me on Lunar New Year parade.
Well, Icon, my bestie, this parade is so much fun. We're hoping that this Lunar New Year parade is so much better than the Lunar New Year parade of last year, which is 2021.
Yup. Exactly, Roy Chan. And also, we're hope that the lion dance is in this year's Lunar New Year parade instead of the troublemakers ruin the parade just like last year. We're happy from Indonesian children TV shows, Happy Holy Kids, set the park on fire on Lunar New Year before the lion dance people arrives to the parade. We're hoping that another troublemakers here didn't set the park on fire again on Lunar New Year, just like what happened from Happy Holy Kids on last year.
Attention everyone. Please get out of the Lunar New Year parade, and I will deal with Rodney Roy Chaudhary, who was the one who got invited by Icon instead of me.
Alright then, as you wish, little girl.
Hey you Indian girl brat.
Hey you. Why are you call me a Indian girl brat? I am not a brat like you. You Lily Anderson crybaby.
Yes. You are the Indian girl brat. Because
you are the one who manipulated everyone to wish you a happy 14th birthday instead of wish superstar Luna a happy 18th birthday back on September last year, which is 2021. Besides, superstar Luna deserved a happy birthday more than me. You Indian girl brat.
Hey. Listen here, you Lily. Actually, I am deserved a happy birthday more than superstar Luna on September. Why? Because of Luna is just a fake fictional girlfriends that are actually made by Cat Neon Party City. Exactly, Roy Chaudhary.
Me too.
We're 3.
Me 4.
Hey! Don't make me very angry and very mad by supporting that Indian girl birthday manipulating brat. And if you dare to support Roy Chaudhary to roast me instead of support me to get Roy Chaudhary out of the Lunar New Year parade, then die in the fire. You're 6 idiot.
Hey. We can support Roy Chaudhary to roast you on Lunar New Year parade whatever we want. Why? Because you are the crybaby like Waffles Thompsons, which is Cat Neon Party City's OC troublemakers.
Yeah. And also, the reason why I am returning Grounded series out of you Lily is because of Kenny made a good point about people ending you and Chorus's Grounded series all because of you and Chorus are sock puppets. Plus, one of the videos, someone saying that you and Chorus are the sock puppets, when you and Chorus isn't even the sock puppets. That is bandwagoning.
See? The reason why people in the Lunar New Year parade are supporting me to roast you instead of supporting you to get me out of the Lunar New Year parade is because you are the crybaby kids just like Waffles Thompson.
Yay yay. Whatever you 6 are. Since you all are supporting Roy Chaudhary, the Indian girl who manipulated you 6 to wish her a happy birthday on September to roast me on Lunar New Year parade, I will kill you all with a rock slide.
Hey. Don't kill people with the boulders or a rock slide like that. Besides, death threats to 6 of them didn't work either.
But anyways, you Indian girl who manipulated people to wish you a happy birthday instead of wish superstar Luna a happy birthday on September, I want you to get out of the Lunar New Year parade.
Nope. You are the one who needs to get out from the Lunar New Year parade. Because you are a crybaby woman child. Not me. Plus, like I've said before, I am actually deserved a happy birthday in September more than Superstar Luna, aka Cat Neon Party's fake fictional girls/girlfriends. And I'm not a birthday manipulator like what you are thinking to me.
No. You are the one who needs to get out of Lunar New Year Parade and replace you with me on the Lunar New Year Parade. Because of you are the ugliest girl I've ever seen.
Hey, don't talk smack to me like that. Plus, I am the beautiful girl from India that people has ever seen.
Yes. You are the one who needs to get out of the Lunar New Year Parade. Not me.
No. You are the one who needs to get out of the Lunar New Year Parade, Lily Anderson. Not me.
Yes. You are.
No. I am not going to get out of the Lunar New Year Parade.
Yes. You are.
No. I am not. Also, get out of here right now or else I am calling your parents.
Yes. You are.
No. I am not.
Yes, you are.
No. I am not.
Yes. You are.
No. I am not.
Yes.
No,
you
I am
are.
not.
Well. I heard that two of these girls are arguing each other about which is one of these girls are going to get out from the Lunar New Year Parade, and the girls who was about to be get out from the Lunar New Year Parade is Lily Anderson. Yes. That's you. Who are the one who to be get out from the Lunar New Year. Why? Because of you are going to Lunar New Year Parade while grounded or without your parents' permissions. And Lily Anderson, the woman child. If you are hearing this, now get out of the Lunar New Year Parade right now.
Well, Cat Neon Party City, thank you so much for getting Lily Anderson out of the Lunar New Year Parade to stop arguing with me. You're the best.
No problem, Roy Chowdhury. Also, I have to bring peoples here to the Lunar New Year Parade. Even though not all of us are live in China or we are not Chinese people in real life.
Lily. We have the message from Cat Neon Party City 8625. Saying that you complaining about his bestie IKHW and the Game House PC Boy 2000, invites Radrani Roy Chowdhury instead of invites you in the Lunar New Year Parade. And started the argument with Radrani Roy Chowdhury just to get Roy Chowdhury out of the Lunar New Year Parade. Is this true?
Well, I hate to saying this, but yes. The reason why I am complaining about Iquan inviting Radrani Roy Chowdhury instead of inviting me to the Lunar New Year Parade and started the argument between me and Roy Chowdhury is, because of Roy Chowdhury is the ugliest girl I've ever seen. And not to mention that Iquan now has returned Grounded series out of me after he saw Kenny Animate's post about a new bandwagon enlarging where people are ending their Grounded series out of me and chorus.
Wow, Lily. Are you out of your mind? I cannot believe that you're complaining about IKHWA and the Game House PC Boy 2000 invites Roy Chowdhury instead of invites you to the Lunar New Year Parade. And not to mention about that IKHWA and also returning your Grounded series after he saw Kenny Animate's post about a new bandwagon enlarging about people ending yours and Corey's Grounded series.
And for complaining about IKHW and inviting Radrani Roy Chowdhury instead of inviting you to the Lunar New Year Parade. Starting the argument with Radrani Roy Chowdhury just to get Radrani Roy Chowdhury out of the Lunar New Year Parade. And going to Lunar New Year Parade without our permissions, you are grounded until Valentine's Day. Go upstairs to your room right now and think about what you've did for today.